Hello YouTube, today we're going to be looking at this 8BitDo controller. Is it any good? Does it work on the PC? And how does it handle on original hardware? So just a quick unboxing. I've already opened it, but here's what you'll see when you open it up. So it comes in this like a white box, and then you pull the top off like this. Ugh, it's a bit stiff. And this is what the contents inside looks like. So I take this out. It comes in this little bag. So you can see that is the controller there. I got the black one. Obviously, you got your buttons. There's two Z buttons on the back, so it's similar to I think like the Switch controller. You've got your USB-C port there, and I think there's a pair button by here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Anyways, what else does it come with? So there's like this little booklet, which tells you a bit about the controller, all that stuff. And it also comes up with a USB-C cable like this. I haven't opened mine because got loads hanging around. So I'm going to first try some emulation on the PC with GoldenEye. So yeah, let's check out how good this is. Okay, so just so you guys know, I do own the game. Here's a copy of GoldenEye. Okay, let's go. Yes, it's a bit. I'll leave that to load. I think that's it. 8BitDo. Facility cheat. Gotta be right. Whew! Okay guys, so next up we're going to try on original hardware for the N64. On the back of the controller there's a switch there, which you can just about see. It's got an S and a D. It needs to be put to the S position in order for it to work on the N64 correctly. So let's take a look. In case anyone was wondering, yes, I do own Super Mario 64 on the N64. So let's try it. Okay, so here I'm using the BlueRetro dongle, and here it is paired with the Bluetooth controller. Everything's working fine. So my setup, I got the OSSC with the latest firmware, and I'm switching over to the channel now so we can start playing. So you can see it's connected fine, and we're playing Super Mario Brothers 64. We're playing Super Mario 64. Okay, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. But yeah, originally when I tried this, I hadn't switched over the switch on the back from D to S, so everything was working fine except for the B button. But after switching that over, it was all working correctly. One of the things I did want to test is the analog range. I did try a range tester on the Project 64. It wasn't really working for me, but if you already have that set up, then maybe that's something you can test out for yourself, because I believe you can also use them on the flash cart or summer cart if you have one. But when I was testing the Mario animations from the walk, jog, and run, it all seems correct to me from my memory of playing the game. But if you want a bit more of a detailed breakdown on analog stick range, I suggest using one of the testers that you can find either online, which I'll leave a couple of links in the description if you want to have a go at getting that working yourself. Okay, so that's the PC working great and also on original hardware on N64. Let's try out the Switch. Okay, so we've booted up the Switch, guys, and make sure your current system version is up to date. I'm using 20.3.0. If it's on an old version of the system software, it won't work correctly. So make sure that's up to date before you try pairing it. I did try that originally and it wasn't working for me. I didn't know why. So full disclosure, after checking that, it was working correctly. The N64 controller is showing like the Nintendo Switch Online controller. So it's working in the exact same way. And I was able to boot up into the N64 library and we're going to try out Star Fox. Just a quick test on, is all the buttons working correctly? And so far, it's all appearing as accurate as I can remember playing on N64 controllers and even the Nintendo Switch Online. There's not much difference between the N64 Online controller, apart from obviously the form factor of that. So if you were looking for something with a bit of versatility, yeah, you can use this on the Switch as well. Okay, great. So it's working on the Switch, but what about the Switch 2? Let's take a look. So before trying the Switch 2, I did go to support.8bitdo.com and check for latest firmware, but it's just got the factory firmware available. Also went over to their X page and they do say that it's going to support Switch 2 for all the other controllers, but at the moment it's not currently have an update, but I'm sure that'll change in the coming days. Okay, Switch 2 then. I did try it. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. I did try a few buttons. It wasn't as plug in and play as the Switch 1 is at the moment. I went over to controller settings to see if I could try and find it. I had to use the Switch controller to operate the Switch 2, and as you can see, there's no like N64 icon that's come up like it did with the Switch 1. Okay guys, so that was my review on the 8BitDo 64 Bluetooth controller. Yeah, overall impressions, is it any good? Yes, I think it is. Um, Works great on the PC, also works great on original hardware, so tick tick. I'd imagine it'd work completely fine on the Analog 3D. So overall happy with that. It also, as a bonus, works on Switch 1. For me, that's a bonus anyway. You can play or your emulation on Nintendo Switch Online. Also, Switch 2 not currently working for me right now. Maybe I'm doing something wrong on Switch 2 there. But yeah, obviously they support it with all the other controllers, so I can only see maybe a firmware update or maybe something that I'm doing wrong and I'm not getting it to work correctly. Um, Other outstanding things maybe to think about when testing it, like how accurate is it for the analog range? For me, I was able to get a solid time on facility. It didn't feel out of the ordinary. I still managed to get 1 minute 40, which is a pretty quick time. Just for your standard player. So yeah, I think it didn't feel any different when trying to do those like speed runs. For like the high end level players, they may notice a slight difference, but aiming seemed pretty accurate. So yeah, I was happy with it anyway, and I think for your average consumer, they'll be happy with it too. There's a few little things that caught me out, like the button on the back, making sure that's set correctly, making sure that your Switch 1 firmware is up to date. But I think with these things, there's a bit of learning involved. So as the time progresses, I'm sure they'll get even better. So I would recommend this controller. But let me know what you think in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful, please leave me a like. And if you can be bothered, subscribe to the channel and I'll probably do some more videos. But that's it for this time, guys. I'll catch you next time.